Hello everyone, welcome to Center for Competitive Examinations USTM. Today we the mentors and faculties of BA Administration and Governance, we gather here around to discuss about the preparation of UPSC and also how our course BAG will help us students get better in the preparation of UPSC within this 3 years time frame. So we'll start with Izaz sir. Sir, since you are here from almost the start of this course, the department BAG, so we'd like you to say something about this course. So if someone is interested in joining the course, they will get a brief insight about how this course has been run since the last 3-4 years. Yes, sir, please share your insights about this course.
Thank you very much, Margab sir, asking the question. This course, that is BA Administration and Governance, it has been introduced under the guidance of our Honorable Chancellor sir and our former UPSC chairman. And I have spent quite some time in this department. And I have seen from the very first batch, the students which have been here for quite some time, they have graduated and many of them have appeared for the exams. So here what we do, from the very first semester, that is students who join the course, we teach them the entire UPSC syllabus, alright. And then students from after completing their higher secondary, they can join here immediately and they can start preparing for their examinations, that is the civil service examination and other allied service examinations as well. And then going by my experience, since I myself teach them English, okay, so we concentrate on the language aspect of the students, we concentrate on the interview aspects of the students, we concentrate on the soft skills of the students as well. We organize various group discussions, we organize presentations for them so that they can enhance their presentation skills, so which might help them in various aspects of their life as well. Regarding the practicality of the course, we also take them to various places so that they can get a first-hand idea regarding the administrative services. Like sometimes we take them to the staff college and other places. Sometimes also we organize some meetings with IAS and IPS officers so that they can get the motivation, they can get a understanding of what roles and responsibilities that they have to take after qualifying for a particular respective exam. So that was my experience throughout this entire time.
So here, as we all know, right, we have two compulsory subjects. One is sociology, another one is political science. So we have sociology faculty, Subhasna ma'am. So ma'am, I would like to ask you, how safe is sociology for an aspirant to opt as the optional subject in UPSC? So does the recent trend say that it is scoring enough so that aspirant or a candidate, he or she can choose it as his or her optional subject? What are you taking this, ma'am?
Thank you, sir, for the question, first of all. I would like to say that sociology, yes, it is indeed has become a popular optional among the UPSC aspirant. Nowadays, we can see that. And I believe there are several compelling reasons for this trend. Firstly, I would like to talk about the syllabus, which is concise as compared to some other subjects. And this make it more manageable for the candidate to complete the syllabus within the limited time that they have before the exam. And again, secondly, I would also mention about the overlap of the syllabus of sociology with some other paper. For example, so GS1, we have then GS2, then even in the essays. If they take sociology, it helps them a lot to deal with the essay. Then GS paper, yes, GS paper we have like Society in India, one paper in GS paper 1 only we have some of the topics. So it helped them that way also. And then taking sociology, I believe, helped them in developing both theoretical as well as analytical knowledge, and they have a well-rounded insight of various social issues, which is highly beneficial not only in the written examination but also help them to tackle the interview in a well manner.
Now we'll come to the next compulsory subject of our course, that is PSI, Political Science and International Relations. So we have with us Savannah ma'am, our faculty for PSI. So ma'am, just give us some brief insights about how this course or how this subject as the option will help the aspirants get more marks. And we know that since the last few years, PSI is a very famous subject, kind of subject or optional subject for the aspirants. Many aspirants are opting for the subject. So what is the subject matter, or what are the components that is being able to attract these aspirants to take this subject as the optional subject? Please share your valuable insights on this.
Thank you so much, Bhargav sir, for your question. So first, I would like to start that PSIR as a subject. It's one of the most opted optional subject in UPSC, as we all know, and also it's one of the most scoring subject as an optional subject. The subject matter of the paper, it comprises mainly the theoretical part and also the current affairs part. So in the theoretical part, we also have to study the Indian Constitution, the laws, and also in the whatever is going on in the international platform, the current affairs, and also theories related to international relations, and also theories related to political science as a paper. So the syllabus of the paper, it comprises firstly the paper are divided into two parts, that is paper 1 and paper 2. The first part deals with the theoretical part of both the papers, that is paper 1 and paper 2, and the part B we see a more dynamic section of the papers, that is it is related mainly with the current affairs. So the first part is theoretical and the second part is dynamic. So I believe that opting PSIR as an optional subject, it not only helps us to prepare for the theoretical perspective, but also it gives us an insight of the practical section, that is the practical platform. And also I believe that it will help after selection, it will help also in administration and governance.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Now we'll move towards the allied subjects, or as we call in UPSC, the GS papers, General Studies paper. Yes, sir. First, I would like to ask Manas sir. So I will start with history basically. So Manas sir, we recently we can see that the questions that has been asked in history, especially ancient history and modern Indian history. So the depth of the history questions are like it gets confused to the students or the candidates who are appearing for the exam. So what do you think? What should be the sources the students, the candidates can refer to, so then they can attempt these questions easily without any complications or without any problems?
Thank you, sir, for the questions. First, as I say always to my student, see history as a subject for three papers. Firstly, essay, GS1, and then ethics. So why essay? Because while writing an essay, we have to always give examples of ancient times or history, what do our ancestors do. So, and GS1 there is a modern history paper, and ethics we have to give examples of personalities. That's why I say history is, you have to read history for three papers. So while reading history, you have to always study with map work. So with the recent trend of question, you can see the most of the ancient questions that have come in UPSC, the trend has set with, connected with maps. Even in recent, I think question UPSC 2024 question, there has been given of Chalcolithic, Neolithic sites, and they ask about which state they belong to, what the site is famous to. So always read the history with your map work. Even the current trendy news, suppose for example the Chola spectre, which is installed in the parliament, that question come in UPSC 2021, I think, if I am not wrong. And if say sources, then study from the basics. Always refer to all NCERT while reading history, and study with the map work. 11 and 12 all NCERT. Then after reading the 11 and 12 all NCERT, for ancient you have to opt for R.S. Sharma. Okay, just before one reference book. For ancient you have to prefer for R.S. Sharma. For medieval you have to prefer for Satish Chandra, or you can prefer to Poonam Dalal Dahiya also. And for modern India, Spectrum and Bipin Chandra. These are the sources, but you have to keep in mind that don't go for extra sources. Just make it short and precise.
So after Indian history, we have another important GS subject, that is Indian polity. Okay. So since we have our Indian polity faculty Nupur with us, sir, I would like to ask you, is one particular book enough for the entire GS Indian polity, or should we refer to different sources? How do you prepare notes for your students, or what is your approach to teach Indian polity to the students?
Thank you, Bhargav sir. Yes, many people have this, many aspirants have this confusion that whether to stick to one particular book or go for various other sources. But I would suggest that first go for the basics, say like NCERTs, then you go for the advanced level of books which are available in the various domains. Okay. Then secondly, we need to club up the basic that we read from the various sources of books along with the current affairs, the political news, international relations, those are in the news that we need to read at sync with each other. So I think that will be a more comprehensive way of dealing with the polity part. And polity, as we can observe or see that from the last many years, that in prelims around 8 to 10 questions has been of polity most of the years. And we can see that GS paper 2 of polity, governance and IR is very much overlapping with the PSIR, political science and IR optional, because in the part B of both the papers are very dynamic, and this knowledge of GS politics at the same time simultaneously can be used with the part B of PSIR optionals. So that will be a very good help along with the PSIR optional and GS paper polity paper number 2 along with ethics and philosophical essays.
So since you have mentioned about ethics and you deal with this subject also, so I'd like to ask you how this polity helps in ethics, or what is the subject matter of ethics, and ethics itself as a lone subject, it has one particular paper as GS4. So we can see that it has much of weightage of UPSC mains. So what is your approach to deal with this paper GS4, that is ethics and human values, and also what is the relation that you told about the relation between the polity and the ethics? Please.
So ethics is a very dynamic paper, first of all, and secondly, not a very conventional paper that we read like other papers like history, polity, geography that we read. Here ethics deals with the overall development of an individual. The overall personality is ensured that the personality is developed. Right from the prelims till mains till until the interview and your training level, the overall personality gets shaped when a person reads the theoretical and the practical aspects of ethics. Let me get into more details. Ethics paper deals with the theoretical part, we can roughly say, and the case studies. So case studies will enable a student and aspirant to know how to deal in the various circumstances of life, be it in the capacity of any professional career or at a personal level. So here polity in a society, the political setup, the legal setup is one of the most important components, right? So when they are aware of the political system, the legal system, so those knowledge can be used in the ethics paper along with the your essay papers, mostly the philosophical essays. And to be more concise in the preparation of ethics paper gives you an immense scope on how to show your creativity, your skills, your innovations through your answers, because that is, I feel, it's like a culmination of little bit history, little bit polity, little bit philosophy, little bit current affairs, little bit your perspective from your own perspective, various personalities that we have known since many years from in and around the world at Indian level or at the regional level for that matter. So if we do an holistic study of all the GS papers along with ethics, that will be very much helpful, because this caters to the need of not only GS paper 2 but ethics along with the essay, philosophical essays.
Exactly. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, so now we are left with one of the most important parts of the exam, that is the prelims part. Okay. And regarding CSET, I would like to ask Bhargav sir a particular question. So since we see that most of the aspirants from our northeastern parts, they join our course. So as far as I have been here in the department for a particular amount of 3 years, so I have seen that many of the aspirants, they have this fear regarding maths. Various kind of reasoning, aptitude-based questions are asked, including reading comprehensions as well. So they have this particular phobia regarding maths. They might not be able to clear the prelims, in fact the CSET paper. Okay. So what are your opinions regarding that, first of all? And my second question is, how would you prepare the students so that this phobia of theirs, it gets vanished or disappears? What is your take on that?
CSAT. See, CSAT, I also personally, I feel many aspirants are scared of this subject. Okay. There are two basic reasons for this. First of all, while coming to prepare for UPSC, they have this preconceived notion that CSAT is very tough. Okay, first of all, this is the main problem for the aspirants. Secondly, what is the problem is that They consider CSAT, which is the full form of CSAT is Civil Services Aptitude Test. It is a test of aptitude. Many aspirants confuse it with maths. They think that we have to learn maths now. By maths, we learn about the differentiation, integration, calculus and whatnot. Here in aptitude, we just have to have a minimum knowledge of maths. That is a school level maths, maybe for class around 5 or 6 or 7. Maximum till the class of 7. We have to learn about HCF, LCM, we have to learn about ratio proportion, we have to learn about percentage. These are very basic maths, which everyone of us have learned in our school. The thing is that the questions are a little bit tricky, so that you have to brainstorm and you have to keep on thinking about these questions. Similar is the part of reasoning. Okay, if you are able to reason the reasoning part of questions, you will be able to do the maths part also. Since the part looks like maths, but ultimately it is the reasoning part of it. So first, students have to not think about this as math subject of maths. They have to know that this is a test of that aptitude test and not a test of maths. Okay, so if they are out of this fear, if they come to study or if they come to learn without this fear, they will be able to do good in this. And secondly, without memorizing the solution, they have to try to learn about the approach. Okay, whenever I used to teach about the solution, the students try to follow the solution. So instead of following the solutions, what the students should try to do is, they should try to learn the approach, how we should make the approach, how we should comprehend the question, how we can think in other dimensions also. Okay, if there is a question of percentage, somewhere there may be ratio and proportion also add on it. But they do not think in both the perspective. They will stick to the formula and they will ruin their own preparation there. Okay, so I believe that if they come out of this fear, okay, and if they try to learn the approach rather than the solution, it will be becoming very easy for them. Now we have come to the end of our discussion. So since our admission process is going on, for any further details, please contact the numbers that has been displayed below. Thank you so much.